Hey guys, today is Sunday morning and it is quite early. I'm just about to hit the road, so I'm hoping to bring you along with me once again just to see what's out there, what treasure I find. So hit that like and subscribe button and let's get on the road. One of the first items that I found was this beautiful Lily of the Valley teapot set. I was thrilled to find this and then very quickly disappointed that both the sugar and the creamer had damage. Look at that price, $1.99. I would have grabbed that in a heartbeat. Whenever you find Lily of the Valley patterned china or things like that, you want to run a comp on it. Lily of the Valley is a very sought after pattern in my opinion. But luckily the teapot was good and I did wind up getting that. I believe this is made in Germany or Austria. As we know, the price tag is over it, but I quickly put that in my cart and left the damaged two pieces behind. Here I'm just giving a quick peek of cart number 4 this was. When I go to the thrift stores lately, because I'm sourcing so much, I have to source for my eBay store and then go back and film for you guys. So a lot of times the items that I'm picking up are not going to be shown in these shop with me's, but rather you can see what I wound up actually purchasing in my haul videos. It's just too hard for me to fill multiple carts and film and keep it all straight. So yeah, but I wanted to show you what the shelves are looking like during this time of the stores opening back up. Very big amount of inventory coming in, which is thrilling for me. The employees are doing a great job, but I have to say the store is quite disorganized. Here I'm zooming in on a little monkey who was adorable, but he had no markings, so I didn't pick him up. That little guy was a music box, but I think he belonged on top of something. This basket is called kidney shape, and if it would have had a maker's mark on it, I would have picked that up. This I did consider very quickly. Beautiful carved wood book stand. But see the wire on the back? Somebody had wired it because it was broken and it did not stand up correctly. So I wound up catching that and had to put that back. But I would have bought that if that was in good shape. Now we are onto the white aisle. These are epilating strips for waxing. And they wanted $2, and I think that goes for about $4, so I put that back. Lately, I am seeing a ton of swans. I don't know if I'm just starting to notice how many swans there are in the thrift stores, or if a lot of people are donating their swans. Everybody has realized all at once they don't want their swan tchotchke. I think my camera skills are off here, very much on a slant. Sorry about that. I thought those teacups were pretty, but I didn't think they were, that fantastic. And you were getting 3 cups and 2 saucers. If I'm going to pick up a small amount of china, I want there to be matching pieces and very good condition. And turning around the corner to the other side of the white aisle. You can take a sneak peek at that little tray back there. I believe that was for deviled eggs, maybe. It was milk glass. I find those quite often. They're quite common. find seashell decorated items, whether it's mirrors or decorative boxes, I always take a look at them. I do pick them up when the seashells themselves look like they're gorgeous shells. But if it's the same cheaper shell over and over again, I have a tendency to leave them behind. This glass bowl here I think is beautiful, quite contemporary, and very heavy and breakable to ship. And what does that say? Market Bazaar, which I'm not sure who's carrying that brand, but I would imagine it's probably a lower end home decor store. I could be wrong about that. If you know about Market Bazaar, would you leave a comment down below? Thanks, guys. Little brass book stand. I much rather shop the aisles that have a lot of color rather than white or clear glass. This bird was adorable. I would have picked him up, but unfortunately he had a little injury to his beak, so he got left behind. Sorry, little bird. This is a decoupaged souvenir. It's a tree slice from Pennsylvania. I have picked those up. If the subject material are animals, whether it's wolves or dogs, bear, and it's well done, I will pick up those decoupage tree slices. But when it's a general scene or a souvenir for a certain state, I almost always leave it behind. Also, the larger ones bring decent money if it's a good subject. So I think I've gotten probably up to $75 for decoupage tree slices in the past. Here's a piece of Carnival Glass. I think this is the sunflower pattern, which is quite common, and I don't pick it up. I'm sorry at this time I'm not able to show what I am putting in my cart, but just picture me pushing and pulling 3 carts, filling, bursting at the seams, overloaded with items, and trying to film. It would be impossible for me to do that. Here I wasn't quite sure what I was looking at. Soap on a rope of ears. And this is The Walking Dead. I was like, what? So I go back and take a second look. See the brand name Loot Crate? That item is sold through a subscription box. So you buy a subscription monthly, box from Loot Crate, and they send you items. And if you try to sell Loot Crate items on eBay, you will get a Vero for that. They're a company that does not allow their items to be marketed. I don't know how they get away with that, truthfully. But I did not know, and I listed a t-shirt, and I got a Vero. That was probably about a year ago. And if you don't know what a Vero is, it's a verified, it's like you're infringing on their copyrighted material. So I guess you could sell the item if you didn't use their name or their terminology at all. I don't know, or their pictures, of course. But you don't want a copyright strike on your store. This end cap looked like it was somebody's dolphin tchotchke stuff donation. The whole end cap were dolphins. So we had dolphin statues, candles, snow globes, clocks, lamps. And for a little while, I did put a couple of the statues, the one I'm looking at right now, in my cart. Now, let me just say, I knew right off the bat that they were all made in China, But because dolphins are well loved and a lot of people decorate their beach houses, you know, with that theme, I thought I would take a look at them. So I put 2 or 3 glass dolphin figurines in my cart, but I ran comps and the money was not there. So I put them back for somebody else to buy, and right after me, a man came along and picked them up. He seemed thrilled, so I'm really glad that they found a good home. And who knows, maybe he did sell them. This is just the AP flashcards for Barron's. Well, Barron's puts it out. Put that in my cart for a hot minute, and I think that whole box brought $4, so I put that back. So see guys, even after coming up to my 8-year anniversary of selling on eBay this October, and I am still running comps plenty of times. So I don't think anybody ever gets to the point as a reseller where they just know everything about everything. We all have to run comps, and I think it's a really wise thing to do. As you can see, I went down the blue aisle. And one of my least favorite colors to look at, black. I find a lot of the black aisle are electronics and a lot of junk, truthfully. So forgive me if you love looking at the black aisle, not my favorite. That and the glass aisle, but I make myself do it because you never know. Things could get misplaced, or you never know what you're going to find in the stores. I thought the color of this was quite beautiful. It was like this turquoise teal color. It wasn't marked. This could have been a mistake. The top almost didn't seem like it went with the bottom. Here I was just looking at some green glass. There were a couple of those, but I didn't take them. Here I found some Yankee Candles, and I always think of Michelle from Shell.Belle. If you guys aren't watching Shell.Belle, she does great hauls. And I really watch her. She's one of the people that I watch. I love to watch her go through the thrift store. She goes to yard sales. So great job, Shell.Belle. I like your videos. And she loves Yankee Candles, so that's what made me think of her. If I remember to, I will put a link for her YouTube channel in the description below this video. I like to support other resellers. I think there's plenty for everybody, and I like to give people shout outs. So, yeah. Here, this was a Cloisonne Egg. And while I do pick up Cloisonne, I like it to look higher quality, and that one seemed a little bit cheaply made. I could be wrong about that. I have to learn about Cloisonne more and the value of it. And I know there are some pieces, I believe the older and the antique pieces, that bring good money. Okay, I got nothing on this. What in the world am I looking at? It was made in 2015. What does that even mean? Have you guys seen this laying down unicorn? I didn't know if he was a planter, but yeah, very strange. Maybe it's strange to me because I don't know what that was. So again, if you know what that unicorn planter was, could you leave a comment down below? Here's another Lenox vase. Lots of Lenox I always find in the thrift stores. There are some main companies I don't buy pretty much across the board. I don't buy Falsgraf, Avon, which I know there are Avon perfumes that can bring good money. I don't buy Lenox. Waterford, I'm on the line about. I'm trying to think of what other companies, especially in home decor, that I don't buy. Mikasa. I don't do a lot of Noritake China. Not to say that, you know, there can't be high-end pieces there. It's just how I'm shopping at this point. I liked this cat. I think it was a bank made in China. Not sure if he's crying or talking on the phone or what was going on there. Okay, and now we are going to Community Aid, another store I go to a lot. I have to say I probably find more in mom and pop thrift stores and in Goodwills than I do Community Aid. But on Tuesdays, the Community Aid by me does half price for seniors, yay, and they count 55 and older, I believe, as a senior age group. So I try to stop in on Tuesdays. It's better if you get there early in the morning. The store gets wiped. So here I was shopping probably about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the shelves were quite bare. I did come away with a few things. I hope I remember to show them. If not, you'll see them in a whole video. But right now I'm starting out and my cart was empty. The quality of merchandise that comes into this Community Aid is not as good as the other thrift stores. I'm in Lancaster, so I'm not sure why Community Aid doesn't get the quality the other stores get, or if they are in fact pulling the better quality. They have very knowledgeable people, because I mean, I have found items that are good for resale, but more and more it's either this store is being hit heavy by resellers, or the employees know what they have. 2 little figurines made in Japan. I thought they were well painted. Be sure to leave a comment down below of any items that you saw that you thought were good or that I missed. I love to see my thrifting shopping trip through your eyes. So always let me know if you see something that I missed that you've sold and it brought good value. I love learning from you guys, and you guys teach me so much. So many times I pick up things that I don't know what I have, and you guys let me know. I always appreciate that. Here's a little vintage kitty cat. I think I have a similar one in my store right now that has not been moving, so I left that behind. Here I find the Cloisonne Egg, I'm going to call it a ginger jar. That's probably wrong. Trinket dish, beautifully done. $5, half off, $2.50. Yes, please, all day long. So beautiful. That had an enamel painting inside. I'm going to have to research of the date, the time period that those were popular. This was a little picture. I would have bought it if it didn't have the damage. Made in Italy. I love ceramic and pottery made from European countries. But let me just say that I love pottery made in the United States also. So just to clarify that, it's not only Europe that makes beautiful pottery. We have a lot of beautiful pottery artwork made in this country. And there's all the boring clear glass. And that's probably the size coffee cup I need in the morning to get going some mornings. I think in my next haul I'll be showing a stack of plates that I did find. They were taped together. This plate was interesting. That's made in Greece. My grandfather on my mother's side, so my maternal grandfather, was from Greece. And I have very fond memories of him. He was a fisherman and came to Greece on a ship, I think when he was 18, and did very well for himself. So good for you, my papuli. I thought $9.99 was high for that, but we did have the covered casserole, and right now I have quite a few covered casseroles in my store, so a lot of times I hold steady on picking up anything more. And this was Noritake, so I could be wrong about that. I don't find that Noritake brings the money like Limoges or, you know, other high-end companies. That end table was beautiful. And all of this furniture was marked sold. So I'm not sure if a furniture store picked that up or if, I don't know, one person just came in and needed a lot of furniture. I do take a look at clothing and shoes still. I love a good woven leather shoe. The heels were quite worn on those. Again, Community Aid used to have higher quality shoes. I'm not finding the quality of the footwear as much. Now it could be that maybe you guys are all sourcing it, which I say great. So glad if it's, you know, getting bought up by a reseller or somebody that could really use it. I kind of like those polka dot shoes. I don't know why I didn't look at those. And I do wind up picking up quite a bit of footwear. So I will try to insert a still shot of what shoes I did take at the end of this so you guys can see I really am buying stuff. Even in my young days, I would have never wore a heel that high. A lot of this footwear really looked tired. So not quite sure what the story is, but it is half price, so you can do well here. I like to find SAS shoes, SAS. When I show the photo, we'll talk about what footwear I did find and pick up. It's funny because sometimes you find the fake high-end shoes like Prada or, you know, those type of names, and a thrift store will price them at a ridiculous price, and then they won't know the prices of brands that do bring very good money but aren't as well known, you know, as a name like Prada. Kind of liked those blue flip-flops for me, but right now I believe I have probably 15 pairs of flip-flops in my closet. So here is a still photo of items I picked up. See the lower left wool slip-on clogs? You want to look for clogs 100% wool. Also the name Allegria, if we're saying that correctly, 2 pairs of Allegria. You want to comp Allegria shoes. They bring good money. Here we are looking at a big group of very unattractive lamps. I mean, they're not all horrible, and I'm sure any of them could really do well in, you know, certain decor. And right on to golf clubs. I always scour golf clubs, tennis rackets. I have sold, I want to say, hundreds if not thousands of golf clubs. Even if you're not a golfer, you want to comp golf clubs. This sweater, Kodo, I have never heard of this brand name. There weren't a lot of comps if I did my checking correctly. I thought the pattern on this was very good. So I put this in my cart for the majority of the time I was there. I couldn't figure out if this was a men's. Now the buttons were on the right, but it looked like a woman's, so it was a little confusing. I found it in the men's section. And in the end, I put it back because I felt there was too much wear on the sweater. I don't want to have to shave sweaters, you know, unless the sweater is going to bring close to $100, then I'll do, you know, all of the care to it. But I didn't feel that sweater would bring that kind of money. But that kind of print, you know, Southwestern print brings money. People want that print. was looking for vintage wallets, leather. Sometimes Toomey will wind up, Toomey is a good name, wind up in those wallet and tote bag tables. And here I'm just going through artwork. It was kind of like an abstract chicken, I think, and it had a signature. Artwork can be very hard if you can't read the signature. I think this tree was a student piece, very interesting. Not quite sure what that meant. I'm not really a deep thinker, abstract. I'm kind of like just meat and potatoes type of brain. So if a painting has a lot of meanings, yeah, it's lost on me most times. Again, I'm paying attention to frames, how the frame is put together, the kind of money that went into the frame. I feel like if the artwork was good, they're going to spend money on the frame, which isn't always the case. I mean, something could have been taken out of a frame and put into a cheap frame. So it's not like you can tell, you know, altogether. Here, this piece I went back and forth on. This is the reasoning. This is vintage. I could tell right away. I thought it was maybe a souvenir piece done by a street artist. That was total guess. I don't feel the quality of the artist's work was that great, but when I turned it over, the date of 1945, you know, it was bought in 1945 in the Philippines, was very interesting. This could be a mistake on my part. I hope this is not a famous painter and I've lost my chance to be a millionaire. I did go back and forth, but I thought, okay, how many people are going to want that? Thanks so much for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button and leave a comment down below of what your favorite item was. And as always, go out and get what's yours.